You're listening to the What the Wrestling Podcast, the show that brings you all things wrestling with your host, RJD.
Oh, you already know what time it is. AEW coming to you live last night from Canada. And we had ourselves a good AEW Dynamite, and we are here to talk about it. But first, check out my socials. Follow me, RJD. If you want to see me shoot up some arrows in Horizon Forbidden West, RJDTV2 on Twitch, RJDTV on YouTube. If you want to see me, RJD, as always, for all you rabid wrestling fans, What the Wrestling on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Also, What the Wrestling, Spotify, and Anchor. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go. Yes. Tis I, RJD here. Welcome. Resident Evil 4 comes out next week, y'all. I am excited. Woo. Anyway. But we're not here to talk about Resident Evil. We're here to talk about AEW, even though we had the House of Black on the show last night. Before we get into into everything tonight, hit the goddamn like button, like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. HBO, help a brother out. Why are we not at 100 subs yet? We should have been hit that. Hit that goddamn like button, everybody. If Jeff Jarrett is still wrestling, y'all can give me two. Couple thousand subs. Let's go. We're going to keep it pushing. So, AEW last night. Overall thoughts, very good show. Only about one thing I didn't like, but they had a fantastic start with the rebar mitzvah of one MJF. Yesterday was his birthday, so shout out to him. MJF came out there decked out in gold, and he had triple B. He had some lovely ladies with him. I think about 4. Came down, gave one of them a real wet, nasty, hot kiss. Shout out to him. Shout out to that guy. He says, come on, man. We all know Shawn was better than Brett, and everybody booed him. This is why we love MJF. He's the guy we love to hate. So he came out, he celebrated, he said, listen, and he said he's representing the only religion that matters, Judaism. Shout out to MJF for being an asshole. And he said, listen, before they brought a chair out there, and he said he lost his V card on his bar mitzvah, good for him. He said he tapped Bryan Danielson and became the best wrestler in the world, and nobody can stop him. Don DeMarco for him. And then appropriately enter Jungle Boy. Before Jungle Boy could speak, enter Sammy Guevara, Le Spanish God. And before he could speak, enter one Darby Allin. The 4 pillars of AEW. This was awesome. This was awesome to see, and I didn't know they were going to do it like this, but the fact that they did do it like this was phenomenal. Everybody got their chance to speak. MJF was tight. He was like, what the hell are you doing here? Jungle Boy said, shut up. And Jungle Boy getting better at his promos. Keep that up, young brother. He says, listen. He says at He says they fought 1-on-1 and he lost back and forth because he cheated, as always. And he said Jungle Boy was stuck on Dark the rest of the year while MJF continued to get opportunity after opportunity. He didn't like that very much. He says, have you ever been on Dark? Have you ever been on Elevation?
How dare you?
MJF said, we do not go to Dark or Elevation. How dare you disrespect me? So he says he's going to put an end to his hokey bullshit. He's done. Everybody's done hearing this hokey bullshit for the past 20 years. For the past 4 years. I'm sorry, what the hell am I talking about?
Stop the cap. You stupid.
And he said he thinks this entire place revolves around MJF, but it doesn't. And he says before long, he is going to re-circumcise him. Sammy says he's going to re-circumcise him, tells him that he talks too much, which was funny. And this was funny because they had a good little back and forth. And, you know, MJF really cut into everybody's ass, so I liked it. He says, unlike him, he is a star. And Sammy told him to shut up because he said, unlike him, he's a star. He said he talked this way and he lied and he cheated. Sammy had to grind on the indies for 10 years, working at Whataburger, working at Subway. That was the wrong button I meant to hit. Fast food sucks. And when he finally got his chance, he was told he was going to be the Inner Circle's job boy next to Jericho. But now he's a champion 3 times over. He said he's never had the machine pushing him. He said he didn't need it. He got him here, and he'll get him to the world title whether anybody likes it or not. MJF says, thankfully he took out of his... MJF is a jerk. He said thankfully he took time out of his busy schedule of getting into locker room brawls with everyone. And then Darby told him to shut up. And Darby took the mic. And he says 2013 he turned in a movie film school, and his teacher told him he had to change everything about it. He turned into, I don't know why I'm having trouble reading this. He turned in a movie in film school.
You stupid.
Jesus Christ. The doctor, you hear me? What am I doing?
You stupid.
Jesus Christ. The teacher told him he had to change. And he said he didn't want to change. It was a blessing in disguise. He gave it up and became a pro wrestler. His first day at the Buddy Wave Academy, he told himself he was either going to make it as Darby Allin or fail as Darby Allin, but he ain't going to change a goddamn thing. Shout out to him. He said he had a meeting with Tony Khan, and there would never be a bidding war for him because AEW gives him something about something no amount of money can buy him, which is the opportunity to let him be just him. And his biggest problem with this company is his grown-ass wrestlers whining on Twitter about how unhappy they are with their deals, including MJF, our world champion, and enough of this bidding war crap.
Stop the cap. Bruh.
And he said that's exactly why he should be champ, and if he doesn't, he's gonna beat his, he said he's gonna whine on Twitter, and I got everybody to laugh. Then he said, oh, seriously, I'm gonna beat you with the skateboard and beat you with a headlock takeover. And that is very, very good because remember, he told Darby, I'm gonna beat you with a headlock takeover. And when he cheated to beat Darby, he literally beat him with a headlock takeover and pinned him. Attention to detail, AEW. We love attention to detail. MJF says each of them had mentors. Christian had a mentor. Jungle Boy, Jericho, Sammy Guevara, Sting for Darby. But he said he never had to do the daddy daycare thing. And he's never had a mentor. He's like, he admits they are the pillars. All 4 of them, because they are. But he's the only one that could keep this place up. They do so much to deserve. They don't deserve as much as to sniff the world title. And they're going to leave his party so that he can eat his cake because he deserves it. And a brawl breaks out. MJF ends up, Sammy ends up, I think, kneeing Jungle Boy in the face. Guevara got hit by Darby. But at the end of the day, MJF got knocked onto his cake. And he ate a face full of cake. And that was great. So,
Stop it.
I love this segment.
Give me a hell yeah. I said give me a hell yeah.
The fact that they went and showed how AEW has the 4 pillars that the company revolves around, and the fact that AEW has been pushing these 4 pillars. AEW has been going back to the homegrown stuff, leaving the WWE guys, moving them to the side, and they're focusing on these 4 pillars in the title picture right now. It is like a beautiful, it's like a beautiful full circle. These are the 4 pillars years ago that AEW said that they're going to stand on. And they brought all of these guys to the forefront. In this one segment, they all got the chance to shine. They all got to talk their junk. They all got to do and showcase how good they were on the mic. And I don't know if we're going to get a fatal 4-way, if we're going to get a tournament. I don't know if we're going to get a triple threat to see who gets him. But I think the only one coming off of, or Jungle Boy's coming off a big win, Sammy Guevara, and Darby we haven't seen in a little while. So they've all been champions in their own right. I love this, man. This is awesome. Great start to the show. Next, we had the Hangman with the Dark Order, Evil Uno, and a returning Stu Grayson versus the Blackpool Combat Club, Claudio, Mox, and Wheeler Utah. This was real good. Grayson Waller doing his damn thing. The end came when Grayson fighting back, trying not to get beat up. But Claudio, he wipes out Claudio on the floor. Evil Uno hits the paradigm shift on Mox. Stu hits the 450 off the top, but Mox kicks out. We had a Glory Special and a Fatality. Wait, let's hit the button one more time because I ain't gonna lie. The first time I saw that finisher, I loved it. I was like, oh, shit.
Fatality.
We had a Fatality by the Dark Order, but Yuta broke it up. Pele kick from Grayson. Hurricane Rana follows, but Claudio kicks out of that. Wheeler Yuta clears the apron. And a little bit before this, Hangman got whacked over the head with the goddamn ring bell, so he was out of commission for the rest of the match. Claudio hits the Swiss Death. Moxley hits the Bulldog Choke, and that was all she wrote. Blackpool Combat Club loses from the body scissors sleeper hold on Stu Grayson, who took the L for the Dark Order. Post-match, Mox would not let go of the hold. Evil Uno tries to make the save, but gets overwhelmed, and the Blackpool, finally the Beaver Boys came out. Blackpool Combat Club left, and that was all she wrote. So I like this. This also played into the end, which I will get into a little later. Juice Robinson cut a promo on Ricky Starks talking about his injured neck. That happened, okay. We had Jade Cargill getting hyped up. Came back from commercial. We got a recap of the MJF's Bar Mitzvah. We had Jade Cargill challenging Canadian Ninja, an indie wrestler, and wrestling legend Nicole Matthews. And Jade Cargill beat her in about 2 moves. What the hell are they gonna do with Jade, man? What are they gonna do with Jade?
Stop it. Get some help.
Jade Cargill wins with the Jaded. Renee Paquette interviews Jade. Jade asks her what kind of challengers is she looking for next. Jade responds by backing her into the corner and pointing out that she's from Canada. Cargill talks her junk on the mic. Said, is this the best Canada can do? Enter Tanya Valkyrie.
Bruh.
And you know what? I was surprised she didn't get a bigger reaction. I mean, it's good. I like this. Maybe Tanya has signed to AEW. I'm not quite sure. I haven't checked Twitter to see if there's a graphic of Tanya Valkyrie. But Tanya Valkyrie ain't going to be the one to beat Jade. So we'll see what happens. Jade left the ring. Tanya tried to, but Lita tried to attack Tanya. And Tanya hit her own Jaded, which is her finishing move as well. So we'll see what happens. Backstage, they interviewed Absolute Ricky Starks. He said he's glad Juice Robinson is jealous and he deserves the attention. He said if he wants to bring the Bullet Club or bring this or bring that, he'll be ready for it. Just bring it. Any place, anytime, anywhere. We like that.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
We had a recap of Powerhouse Hobbs winning, and we get a TMZ-style segment where QT Marshall holds court, and we see footage of Wardlow's car being broken into by Aaron Solo. Stop the show, stop the show. I like the fact that they took a real-life situation and turned it into a whole storyline. Aaron Solo broke into his car and stole the belt and all that, and his gear and everything else. I like the fact that they turned that into a storyline because Wardlow put it on Twitter. Very creative. Very good. And then they mark Wardlow, QT, got at him. And at the end, Will Hobbs said, it's Will's world, bitch. So, I like that. The only thing I didn't like about this segment, and I'll tell you what it is. Focusing way too much on QT Marshall. This segment should have been Powerhouse Hobbs coming out, doing a victory lap, doing a promo, and talking his ish. Even if you do a backstage segment like you did with the TMZ crap, you gotta have Powerhouse Hobbs standing tall like with that. You know, he does that. Powerhouse Hobbs should have stood tall, talked his junk. He deserved it, but unfortunately, they didn't give him the chance to do that. He just said, it's Will's world, bitch. Like, nah, man. You just got your first TNT title win. You're supposed to have that victory lap, playboy. It's the only thing I didn't like about this. Next, we have Jeff Jarrett and Orange Cassidy for the AEW International Championship of the International Universe. So, the end came here where the 7-foot guy and Sumner Singh, it was all over this. They tried to interfere. They pushed Orange into one referee, tried to get rid of him. Aubrey comes down, takes the guitar out of Jeff Jarrett's hands, so he can't use it. But they end up getting the other two kicked out, which was great. But then, at the end, Jay Lethal comes in and clocks Orange Cassidy with Paul Walter Houston's Golden Globe. Jarrett makes a cover, but Orange kicks out at 2.999. Lethal grabs the guitar, but Trent Beretta makes the save. He and Jay brawl into the crowd. Orange rolls under the lariat, but his knee gave out. Jeff looks for the stroke, got blocked. Off the ropes, Orange Cassidy comes and hits him with the orange punch for the win, retaining the All-Atlantic International Championship of the International Universe. So shout out to Orange Cassidy. Fun match. We had a music video by The Acclaimed, which was cool. We had Ruby Soho telling us a story, and her trio is called The Outcasts. She said, once upon a time, the grass was greener in AEW until a couple of dog bitches came along and pissed all over the grass. Soraya says, we show bitches that aren't housebroken that AEW's their house, and we should all be kissing the ground they walk on, because without them, there is no division. Toni Storm says, she wore the interim title with a smile, but on her face, no one appreciated her. And meanwhile, our current champion cheated to beat her, and we all loved it. They're having way too much fun going through each entitled rookie one after one, from Willow to Riho to the Dr. Britt Baker to Jamie Hayter. I'm not going to lie to you. She is absolutely right. I love it when a heel or a villain in a movie has motivations and they're angry about something. And all along, from their perspective, they are right. And even from the viewer's perspective, it's like, kind of can't be mad at that. Like Vulture from Spider-Man. Vulture was like, yo, I'm just trying to feed my people. Like, we're going to take this nice tech. We're going to sell it. We're going to build weapons. We're going to sell it because we are the little guy and we just want to eat. And you know what? I agree with him. Let those brothers eat. But they came, the Secret Society, Tony Stark guys came and took all the goddamn tech away, and that sucked. This is the same thing. Ruby, when she told her story last week, she was right. Tony Storm, when she told her story, she was right. I'm loving this. They're telling the truth. So, Team DMD ran down there, but the numbers game got the best of them. No future for them. Storm Zero for the other, and Riho, Sky Blue, and Willow ran down with Riho came down with a steel pipe. Cool. Back from commercial, 2.0 cut a promo about the Acclaim's music video, which they loved and found entertaining, and it got Daddy Magic's nipples hard. Yikes.
Damn, son.
Bruh.
Cool. They turned down the offer of the JAS, and they're going to be mad if they do. Cool. Rey Fenix cuts a promo about how he fought and scrapped and wrestled for free to get where he is today, and he will answer the challenge of Will Hobbs. Now that we like. Then it was time for the main event of the evening. House of Black, JAS, and the Elite for the AEW World Trios Championships. This was a train wreck, to say the least. But the end came. I'll talk about this match, not in its entirety, but I'll talk about this match because there's a couple of things that happened. So there was a botch at the end of the match where Jericho came in. He took a couple of moves, but he wasn't the legal man. But at the end, Daniel Garcia rolled back in, and he was the legal man, even though Jericho was pinned, but he kicked out at 2. So, actually, no, the pin got broken up, but he wasn't the legal man. The ref counted, so everybody screwed up. And unfortunately, shit happens. So, for everybody that screwed up,
Stupid.
it happens, you know. We all make mistakes. So that happened. Another thing that happened is we had this whole match was built up around Canada's own Kenny and Jericho. Haven't seen these two fight each other in a while since the Tokyo Dome, I think, if I'm not mistaken, which they had a fantastic match in the Tokyo Dome. And if it wasn't for Jericho going to the Tokyo Dome, expanding and broadening the horizons of the wrestling landscape, Jericho brought in so much money to New Japan. I watched that. I remember buying that pay-per-view and watching it, and I was like, the crowd was hot for the Alpha and the Omega. the crowd was hot for that. They had a fantastic match. Jericho also had good matches with Naito. Listen, I'm not mad at this. This was great. The end came when Sammy hit a shooting star press to the floor. We had a bad shot. Jericho with the cover on Brody, but Brody kicks out. He tried to hit the Judas effect, but he got the Black Mass. Buddy Matthews came in. They got the kicks, the Dante's Inferno, and it is over. Well, that happened to Daniel Garcia because Jericho ended up getting kicked out. Dante's Inferno to Daniel Garcia, and that is all she wrote. TKO, see you later. After the match, it was funny because after the match, the Blackpool Combat Club, they were back there brawling with the Hangman and the Dark Order. And they brawled. They did cut to it real quick, but they ended up brawling, and then they came all the way out to the ring when the match was over. And the BCC was whooping everybody's butt. And then the Hangman jumped in the ring. The BCC circled the ring, kind of like the Shield used to do. They got in the ring, but unbeknownst to Hangman, the Elite jumped in behind Hangman and the BCC said 4 against 3, we will take our leave. And listen, the Elite versus the BCC with Bryan Danielson coming back, blood and guts, I say. Blood and guts, I say. Take my money. So, a fantastic way to end this show. The Elite and Hangman, I'm sure they're going to have their differences. I'm sure they're going to kiss and make up soon. I'm sure. Because they got a lot of history there with him and Omega, and then the tag team championships and Omega and Hangman. But they came to his defense. So next week, I fully expect for them to join forces, or at the very least, talk it out about how, why did you guys save me? We're cool now. I told you, I'm good on that. I got no problem with y'all. And then they start building to blood and guts. And then you might have Danielson come back. And that blood and guts match is going to be incredibly
stupid.
That's all I can say. So that's all I got for you guys today. Check out the socials once again. I am out of here. Everybody be safe. Good evening. Thank you for continuing to support the channel and check out the shorts. I am out. Everybody please be safe. Peace.